In a proper clinical trial, the careful kind, with two groups, this $5 oil went head to head with a prescription painkiller. The patients all had painful arthritic knees. One group rubbed on the drug, the other got the oil. 4 weeks later, the doctors looked at the results, and both groups had improved by about the same amount. The same amount. A prescription drug and an oil you can buy for the price of a sandwich. And here's the strange part. There's a fair chance you already own a bottle. It's sitting in a bathroom cabinet or a kitchen drawer right now. And almost everyone who owns it is using it for the one thing it's actually worst at, while missing everything it does best. It's castor oil. And by the end of these few minutes, you'll look at that little bottle very, very differently. So stay with me, because that knee study is the last thing on our list today. The big one. Let me tell you the first thing nobody explains. Castor oil is not like other oils. Olive oil, almond oil, those are mixtures, a little of this and a little of that. Castor oil is different. About 90% of it is one single thing, one ingredient with a long name. Ricinoleic acid. You don't need to remember it. Just know this. You won't find that ingredient packed this tightly into any other oil on earth. And that one ingredient is the whole reason this works. It does two jobs at once. It pulls water into your skin, then it locks that water in so it can't escape. Picture a sponge that soaks up water and a lid that stops it drying out, both in the same drop. That's why one drop can keep your skin soft for a full day, not just an hour. I'll show you the proof in a moment, but first, the mistake. Nearly everyone uses too much. They pour it on thick, because surely more is better. It isn't. 1 or 2 drops covers the whole back of your hand. Any more just sits on top, turning sticky, doing nothing. With this oil, less really is more. 6 things this oil can do that almost nobody over 60 knows about, building all the way to that knee study. Let's begin gently. The first is the softest of all, and it's where most people should start. Look at the backs of your hands. After 60, they change. The skin gets thinner, crinkled. That dry, papery look no hand cream seems to fix for more than an hour. And there's a reason those creams let you down. Most are mostly water. The water sinks in, feels lovely for an hour, then evaporates, and takes the moisture with it. You're back where you started by lunchtime. Castor oil doesn't do that. Scientists measured it properly. They have a way of testing how fast skin loses water into the air. They put castor oil on one patch, left another patch bare beside it. An hour later, the oily patch was holding far more water, and a full day later, it was still holding it. The oil had formed a seal, like cling film over a bowl, and the water couldn't get out. When skin holds its water like that, it plumps up a little. Fine lines soften. I won't tell you they vanish. That's a lie, and you've heard enough lies from people selling creams. They soften, because skin full of water catches the light smoothly, instead of settling into every crease. So, how? 1 drop. Warm it between your fingers. Press it gently into skin that's still a little damp. Right after washing your hands is perfect. Why damp, not dry? The oil's job is to seal water in, so you have to give it water to seal. On bone-dry skin, there's nothing to trap. That small thing makes all the difference. The second one, and here I have to be honest, because this time I'm taking something away instead of handing it over. You've heard castor oil grows your hair, thicker brows, longer lashes. It's all over the internet. It's not true. I'll say it plainly, because you deserve plain. Ask a real skin doctor whether castor oil grows hair, and they'll tell you no. There's no proper proof, anywhere, that it grows one single new hair. Those before and after photos, mostly that's just hair doing what it always would. It grows in slow cycles, and a hopeful person checking the mirror each morning. So why tell you it all? Because it does do something real, just not the thing you were promised. What it actually does is make the hair you already have shine. It coats each strand, smooths the roughness, stops the breakage. So your hair looks thicker and glossier, not because there's more of it, but because every hair is in better condition. Think of it as a polish, not a fertilizer. It won't grow a new lawn, but it'll make the grass you have look wonderful. A small amount, smooth through the middle and ends, never the scalp. It's too heavy. Once or twice a week. For shine. Eyes open about what it can and can't do. Now, before the third, do something for me. The third one surprises almost everybody. And we've still 3 to come, building to that knee study. So, a little game. Which do you think number 1 will be? The one that matched a prescription drug? Have a guess and write it in the comments below. I read them all, and I love seeing who gets it right. We'll find out together at the end. Right, the third one, your nails and your feet. You know the one, that thick, yellowing, crumbling toenail that turns up out of nowhere and won't leave. Fungus. About half of all people over 60 deal with it, and most are a little embarrassed, hiding their feet away. No shame in it, so let's just talk about it. Here's what hardly anyone knows. Alongside that main ingredient, castor oil has a second one, and this name matters. Undecylenic acid. Don't worry about saying it. Just know it's a proper, recognized fungus fighter, not an old wives' tale. It's the same sort of thing in the antifungal creams at the pharmacy. It works by breaking down the wall the fungus builds around itself. Now, the honest limit. The oil carries a gentler dose than a treatment from the chemist. So it's good for 2 things: catching fungus early while it's still on the surface, and keeping a nail clear after you've treated it. For a thick nail that's been bad for years, please see a doctor. This won't be enough alone, and I won't pretend otherwise. How? Clean the nail, dry it completely. Fungus loves damp, so dry is your friend. Work 1 drop into the nail and the skin around its edge, twice a day. Then, patience. Nails grow slowly. You're watching for the new nail coming in clear at the base, pushing the bad part out. One practical note: if you buy a bottle, get the right kind. The label should say cold-pressed and hexane-free in a dark glass bottle. The cheap stuff, clear plastic and heat-treated, has had most of the good ingredients stripped out. It looks the same. It isn't. I've left a link to the cold-pressed one I keep in my own cupboard down in the description, so you don't have to go hunting. And if you'd like to come back to just one of these, I've listed every use with its own timestamp just below the video. The fourth one. This one's different. Listen closely, because it's the one place people actually hurt themselves with castor oil. The delicate skin around your eyes. Yes, the oil can help. That same sealing trick, holding moisture into thin skin overnight so the area looks smoother by morning. The skin there is the thinnest on your whole body and loses water fastest, which is why it creases first. But, and this is a real but, here I give you a warning, not just a tip. Never put this oil close enough to get into your eye. It's heavy and it creeps. If it gets in, your vision goes blurry for hours, genuinely hours, and dabbed on carelessly too close, it can leave tiny white bumps, like little grains under the skin. So, the safe way, exactly like this, the tiniest amount, on the tip of your ring finger. The ring finger, because it presses softest. Patted gently along the bone under your eye. The bone, not the eyelid, not the lash line, and before the last 2, one thing said once, simply. Everything here comes from published research and years of reading. But your body is your own, and I'm not in the room with you. So if you take blood thinners, if you're pregnant, or you're managing any ongoing condition, have a quick word with your doctor first. And never swallow this oil for these benefits. By mouth, it's a strong laxative, a different thing entirely. Everything today is on the skin only. Good. Let's carry on. The fifth one, nearly at that knee study. But this earns its place because it solves something that makes so many people miserable. Itchy, red, angry skin. A patch that goes raw and won't calm down. The sort of thing people live with for years, quietly covering it up. Remember that main ingredient, the 90%? It's also a natural calmer of inflammation. Inflammation is just your body's word for heat, swelling, and redness, like a small fire under the skin. And this oil helps turn that fire down. Researchers have found it genuinely settles redness and irritation, soothing the skin rather than just covering it. Here's a picture. Imagine a patch of skin gone hot and red, like a kettle left to boil over. Most creams just mop up the mess on the outside. This ingredient reaches in and turns the heat down at the dial, so there's less to mop up in the first place. It's not hiding the problem, it's quieting it. How? A thin layer, gently, over the calm skin around an irritated patch, and a dab on the patch itself if it's not broken. Once or twice a day. The honest limit? If skin is cracked, bleeding, or truly raw, that's not a job for home remedies. But for the dry, itchy patches so many of us get as our skin ages, it's a gentle, kind thing to reach for. And now, number one. The one you've been waiting for. The one you guessed. Let's see who was right. I'll start where I began, with that study, because all these years later, it still surprises me. Two groups, all suffering with painful arthritic knees, the kind of pain that makes stairs a battle and ruins a night's sleep. One group got castor oil, the other got diclofenac. No herbal remedy, mind, a real anti-inflammatory drug, the kind a doctor writes on a prescription. Both carried on for 4 weeks, and when the results came back, both groups had improved by about the same amount. Let me be exact, because exactness is the respectful thing. The oil was not better than the drug. I won't oversell it. And that study used the oil in capsule form, not what I'm asking you to do at home. For a humble oil to even stand in the same room as a prescription drug, in a careful trial, and hold its own, that's the thing that stays with you. That's why it's number one. And the way it works is rather clever. When a joint is sore, your body sends out little chemical pain and swelling signals. The drug quiets those signals, and this oil quiets the very same signals through the very same door. It calms the trouble at its source, not just masking how it feels for an hour. So, the gentle at-home way for sore knees, hips, or hands. Warm the oil first, a few seconds between your palms. Massage it into the sore joint a minute or two. And the massage itself is part of the treatment, not just a way of spreading it. Rubbing brings fresh blood to the area. Then lay a warm, damp cloth over the top for 10 minutes. The warmth helps it sink deeper. 2 or 3 evenings a week. It's the slow, patient way. It won't work in 5 minutes like a pill, but it asks nothing of your stomach. And that's no small thing when you're tired of swallowing tablets. So, that little bottle in the drawer looks different now, doesn't it? But before you go, one last thing. I saved it for the end on purpose, because if you take nothing else from today, take this. You're very probably using castor oil at the wrong time of day and in the wrong order, and it's costing you most of the benefit. Here's the fix. It takes nothing and changes everything. Most people put the oil on first, straight onto bare skin, then their cream on top. That's backwards. Because this oil is a lid, a sealant, it does its best work going on last. So, your lighter creams go on first. Let them soak in a minute. Then 1 drop of castor oil over the top, like a lid on a pot, so it doesn't boil dry. It traps everything underneath and stops it evaporating while you sleep. Same oil, same drop, twice the result. Just because it went on in the right order. Why night? Because while you sleep is exactly when your skin loses the most water of the whole day. So that's the moment to seal it in. That one change, last, not first, and at night, and you'll get more from a $5 bottle than most people get from a whole shelf of expensive jars. Next time, I'll show you the one thing you can add to this oil to make it work even harder. A common golden spice turns the oil a deep amber, and in one study it beat plain castor oil for calming inflammation. Most of you have it in a jar 3 feet from your stove right now. But that is a story for the next video. Until then, do look after yourselves. And if any of this was new to you today, you know where that subscribe button is. I'll see you in the next one.